Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Satchidanandarupaya Vishwotpatyadihetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Numaha Shri Krishnaya Vayam Numaha Shri Krishnaya Vayam Numaha. So we are in chapter 2 of the Jnaneshwari, Bhavartha Deepika, and chapter 2, verse number 14. And the verse we are looking at is Matra Sparshastu Kaunteya Shitoshna Sukha Dukkhadaha Agamapayino Nityaha Tanstitikshasva Bharata. So here it was told that the senses along with and the sense object in contact with each other create sukha dukkha, or and therefore the source of the sukha and dukkha, joys and sorrows, is the same. And so for some moments it is cold, some moments it is hot, and after some time again it becomes opposite. And so one must not, and one more point to be noticed here is that the objects, the sense objects are outside and the joys and sorrows are inside. And therefore these are sukha dukkha, joy, sorrow is subjective, and the experiences are objective. Heat and cold are objective. And so when there, so sense objects coming in contact with the senses and resulting in joys and sorrows, they begin in time and end in time. Nothing can be done about it. And whatever begins in time and ends in time is anitya. Anitya, the verse said, anityanstas agamapayino anityaha. So anitya means that which is temporary, and therefore that which is temporary, don't become permanently miserable about it. And therefore whatever and the wise people, dhiraha, what do the normal people, what do they do? The pessimistic way approach to titikshasva bharata. Titikshasva means endurance, endure. So the pessimistic way of enduring is, you must have heard it very in the world, that what cannot be cured must be endured. This is the pessimistic way. And what is the spiritual view? That which cannot be endured must be enjoyed. And therefore Bharat, therefore Arjuna, when difficulties come, with inspiration and dedication, face them and convert the endurance. And by this inspiration and dedication, it converts the endurance into enjoyment. Therefore, every difficulty in our life is a source of inspiration for those who are spiritually oriented. And in this way, that brings us to the 15th verse. Repeat. Yam hi na vyathayantyete, yam hi na vyathayantyete, purusham purusharshabha, purusham purusharshabha, samadukha sukham dhiram, samadukha sukham dhiram, somrutattvaya kalpate, somrutattvaya kalpate. So those who are able to withstand, endure the opposites, so what is the process here? That the more we endure the pairs of opposites that are coming to us, the more we get purified. Because we are not reacting to them, we are enduring joyfully. And the more we purify ourselves, then the world does not disturb us. Let the world as it is. And who is this person who does not get disturbed by the world as a result of this approach of enjoying the turning endurance into enjoyment? And that is told in this particular verse. And it said, Dhiram. Dhira is the person. So what does Jnaneshwari Maharaj say? He says, He Vishaya Jayate Nakaliti Tayad Sukha Dukhe Doni Na Pavati Ani Garbhavasu Sangati Nahi Taya To Nitya Rupa Partha Vodakha Sarvatha Zoya Indriyartha Nakavetsi. In the in the 15th verse, he says, For a wise person whom they vex not, O Arjuna, and to whom sorrow and happiness are the same, is fit for immortality. Such a wise person, Dhira Purushaha, who is not disturbed by the world, he is alone fit for immortality. So here the Bhavartha Deepika, the commentary of Jnaneshwari Maharaj, it says, he who is not entangled by the sense objects and does not feel the pleasure and pain and does not become involved in rebirth. What do you mean by it does not get involved in rebirth? The previous two I have already explained, that does not get entangled in sense objects and therefore does not feel pleasure and pain, or even if the mind does feel the pleasure and pain, he stands apart. Because if someone pinches me, I will feel the pain of the pinch. But who is this? He does not become involved in rebirth means he is focused on realizing his essential nature here and now. Not posthumously, not one day, not after retirement, not after going to Kailash. No, here and now. Who? The wise person. That which does not groan under the sway of sense objects is eternal, meaning that which does not sway, not what is the sway under the sway of sense objects? You become joyful or sorrowful. So you are not becoming joyful or sorrowful because you have given zero value to the sense objects, and that is why it is told in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, or when you do Ashtanga Yoga, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyaha, Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi. The first step is Yama, Niyama. Yama is living such a lifestyle where you do not disturb the world by thought, word, or deed, nor get disturbed by anyone's thought, word, and deed. Such is a wise person. And second, niyama is that you don't get destroyed by your own habits. That is the second part. Then and then alone asana begins. All these jokers who do the asana and pranayam without having done the yama niyama, not practicing yama niyama in their life, you can fool for only so long. But all those people, they know within that they are falling short somewhere. And in this way, there are two things here. And what is that? Firstly, as a seeker, you and me as a seeker, one way is we increase the power of endurance in order to negate the influence of worldly objects, rather than, oh, it's so cold, oh, it's so hot, oh, I'm hungry, I'm famished, I can't. And if you get something to eat, and then I hate that, I can't eat that. And instant gratification, instant reactions, we must avoid going through such, because it's not conducive for our happiness. So first part was that you increase the power of endurance. And how do you increase it? Enjoy. And the second part, and in order to negate the influence of worldly objects. And the second part is we also endure even if things are not available. So one is things are available which we don't like, and secondly is things are not available even if you like. So both ways we have to endure. And here comes our willpower. So use your Lord has given you the power of choice. So practice that choice with a strong will to keep the world away. But even if we keep the world away for some time, the rus, the joy of that particular object, of that taste, of that soft cloth, of that the warmth that you get in front of the fire in winter, or the warmth and the feeling of acceptance and love that you experience when you embrace someone, that rus is that. And what is this rus? This longing for the world is still kept intact, and it is waiting for the right environment to come about so that it can express itself. And therefore, so understand this, that we are continuously. Today only we went to someone's place, and there the lady was saying, I want to do this, I want to do that, I don't know what I want to do next, which country I want to visit next, which ashram I want to visit next, which sadhana I want to do next, what something creative I can do. And the same topic came, that we have to, if it is happening naturally, then it's a different thing. But when you are having this disposition, what I have to do next, what can I do next, how, we are asking for trouble. And therefore, firm abidance in our essential nature, it cannot be compromised. Our peace of mind or abidance in the self cannot be compromised. Everything else can wait in life. Making money can wait, sleep can wait, hunger can wait, the itch can wait, everything. Our focus should be on the firm abidance. So for such a person who is intent on the firm abidance, the nitya atma darshana nishtha. Nitya means continuous, atma is the self, darshana is direct perception, And abidance in the direct perception of the eternal self is nitya atmana darshana nishtha. And so one must, for that, one must live a life of self-discipline, that is the niyama, yama niyama. Then one must do regular upasana, chant your name of the Lord, chant Om, and every day, if possible, whatever you have studied or listened from a teacher, you should then contemplate on it, read it, and in the right and think in such a way that you come to the same conclusion to what you have heard. Otherwise, we will go in a tangent and lose the plot. And never take any moment for granted. And such a person alone is fit for liberation. And in this way, so our life should be such that external contact with the world is not able to destroy our inner peace. That is the name of the game here. Then alone our wisdom, that is our essential nature, is kept intact. And therefore when the external contact is not able to destroy our inner peace, then what is happening? We are keeping the world at an arm's distance, and the inner peace or the contentment is allowed to take over our inner self, and thus eventually one is able to have the nitya atma darshana nishtha, which is, it is the aparoksha gyan, direct experience of the self. And in this way we come to the next verse. Nasato vidyate bhavo, nasato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate sataha, na bhavo vidyate sataha, ubhayorapi drishtontaha, ubhayorapi drishtontaha, tvanayostattvadarshibhihi, tvanayostattvadarshibhihi. Together. नासतो विद्यते भावो ना भावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तः त्वनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः. It says, we are in the 16th verse, yeah. It says the non-existence does not exist, nor the existent ceases. The nature of both is discerned by the seer of truth. And therefore, we'll explain to you in detail, no worries. So, the Bhashya says, Bhavartha Deepika says, आता अर्जुना काही एक सांगे न मी आईक जे विचार परलोक ओळखिती या उपाधी माझी गुप्त चैतन्य असे सर्वगत ते तत्वज्ञ संत स्वीकारिती सलिली पय जैसे एक होऊनी मीनले असे परी निवडूनी राजहंसे वेगळे कीजे की अग्निमुखे किडाळ तोडोनिया चोखाळ निवडिती केवळ बुद्धिमंत ना तरी जाणिवेच्या आयणी करिता दधी कडसणी मग नवनीत निर्वाणी दिसे जैसे की भूस बीज एकवट उपणिताम राहे घनवट तेथ उडे ते फलकट जाणो आले तैसे विचारिता निरसले ते प्रपंचू सहजे सांडवले मग तत्वता तत्व उरले ज्ञानियासी मणौनि अनित्याच्या ठाई तया आस्तिक्य बुद्धि नाही निष्कर्षु दोही ही देखिला असे. So he says, the Lord says, O Arjuna, listen, I shall now talk of another matter which those who think know well, that is, all philosophers acknowledge that latent in these conditioning factors is an all-pervading self. Latent, the essence behind, just like all the temporary, finite, coming and going waves cannot appear without the constant waters. Similarly, all the sense objects, all the joys and sorrows, all that is coming and going cannot take place without the substratum, and that substratum is the essence or the foundation of all that is coming and going. Even when milk is thoroughly mixed with water, the swan separates them from each other, or one goldsmith segregates the pure gold by hitting the alloy, or one takes out butter skillfully by churning the curds, or one separates by winnowing the grain from the chaff. So when the wise, who the dhira purushaha, here the word used is, where are we? Tattvadarshibhihi. So when the wise, cogitate upon the creation, meaning they contemplate upon the creation. And what do you mean by contemplate on the creation? They are not contemplating on all the multiplicity that is there in this world. That is not going to bring about contentment, solace, tranquility, abidance in the self. Then what do you mean by contemplate upon the creation? That the creation is made up of two. One is the constant one. One part is the constant which does not change, and the other is that which is changing. And where do you find out? Not looking out there. Just like, for example, it's not given in this bhashya. The space is constant. It's not coming, it's not going, it's not moving, it's not reducing, it's not increasing, it's just there. But everything that is included, that the space accommodates, the air, the fire, the earth, waters, the whole variety, the whole universe. So many galaxies are going out of existence, so many new planets or stars are coming into existence, so many black holes, but the space continues to be space. It is not it does not become dry because of the air, it does not become hot because of the fire, it does not become wet because of the water. See? Similarly, this is at the outside. But when we come to ourselves, this is the creation. What are we made up of? Purusha and Prakriti, spirit and matter. And what is matter? Matter is that which is continuously changing. And what is latent? What is that foundation on which this all change is coming and going? That is the spirit, that is the consciousness, that is the truth. And here the wise, when they contemplate on the creation, they come to this unchanging principle, and when they focus on the unchanging principle, the world disappears and only the self remains. Therefore, they do not give validity, they do not give a sense of reality to the transient things which come and go, as they have already determined that there is something which is not coming and going, and that is my true nature. See how beautiful it is. And in this way, contemplate. So these, whatever comes and goes, just like heat, cold, hunger, thirst, etc., these are just vikaras. Vikaras means modifications, uh, and no vikar is stationary. Just like no wave is stationary, it cannot continue for a long time. It is transient. It is changing. So whatever is changing, whatever is transient, whatever is temporary, whatever is finite, how can it be real? Real is that which is continuous, without any ups and downs, without any change. So, for example, with our eyes, we we can explain or describe a pot, but if we take out the mud from the pot, can we talk about a pot? And that the mud out of the pot cannot be described. Same way, the whole world is essentially nothing but the infinite reality, meaning the whole world is nothing but the Paramatma. But due to delusion, this is very important point. Be attentive what I'm going to say now. But due to delusion, that Paramatma is not recognized, and we call it as Jeev Jagat Ishwar. So that one Paramatma we had divided into three. The Jagat, the whole world of multiplicity. Who is experiencing? I am experiencing. Who created this whole multiplicity? God. Jeev Jagat Ishwar. So everything is nothing but water. But the wave has, oh, so many waves are here. Who created all these waves? The Ishvara, ocean. And who is the wave? The Jiva. What is the multiple infinite number of waves? The Jagat. So where is the wave? Existing in its own absence. Where is the ocean? Existing in its own absence. Where is the Jagat, which is the multitude of waves on the waters? Existing in their own absence. Because everything is nothing but water. We, out of delusion, are calling it ocean and wave and the world of waves. Essentially, it is nothing but water. Same thing here also. Out of our ignorance, and that ignorance has come about because we have started accepting ourselves only as this body rather than the infinite self that is our essential nature. But can we take out the mud from the pot? No. Can we take out the water from the wave? No. Then question is, when you are moving through this world, where is your attention? Is your attention on the mud pot, or is your attention on the mud, which is the basis of all the pots? Think. Is your attention on one ornament? You will pay through your nose to buy it and possess it? Or is your attention on the gold, like the goldsmith, who does not care how expensive the ornament is? When you go back to sell the ornament, he only buys the gold from you. He does not give you the price of the ornament, because his attention is on the gold, the substratum, the foundation. Where is our attention? is our attention on the foundation. So, in this way, so when we take these proper means of knowledge and then the opposites cannot be established. See? So when our attention when our attention is on the foundation, is on the substratum, if my attention is on the space, then heat and cold will not disturb me. When my attention is on gold, whether it is the golden statue of Ram or golden statue of Ravana, that will not affect me. When my attention is on the infinite spirit or the Paramatma, then nothing else, because the world is nothing but duality, opposites. When we give value to the opposites, we get affected by the opposites. When we give value to the substratum, the foundation on which these opposites are expressing, then the opposites, the duality, they lose their potency on us. And we have taken just example of heat and cold and mud and mud pot. Apply it to every experience of yours. And you don't have to go through each one of them. Go through 2-3 of them and come to understand this is how it is for every damn thing in this creation. Including the Rama statue and the Ravana statue made out of gold. Gold is important, but we give importance to the form and then suffer. And this you don't have to do through every, my God, the creation is such a big one, so many experiences are there, I'll get exhausted looking at it. No. When you are cooking rice, you don't check every grain that is cooked in the rice. You check only one grain. If it is cooked, you put the gas off, put the cover on the rice for a few minutes, 1 or 2 minutes, and then start. The whole rice is cooked. You don't have to check every grain of the rice that you have put on the fire. Exactly the same way, we don't have to go through the analysis of everything in this, all the variety in this creation. We don't have to. Do 2-3, which I have already done for you. You have also listened to it. Enough. Come to the correct conclusion. Therefore, the conclusion of this analysis is that all the modifications that we see, that means all the modifications of the gold or all the modifications of water, are only available to us as not separate from their cause. What is the cause? Water. All the modifications of water, let it be ocean, let it be wave, let it be froth, let it be tide, let it be tsunami, let it be whirlpool, all these are different modifications of water, and all these modifications, their cause is water. All ornaments, different ornaments, what is their cause? Gold. All different pots, what is their cause? Mud. And this way, let our attention come to that mud, to that gold, to that water, and that is the truth. The various modifications of water is not the truth. The water is the truth. Various ornaments of the gold are not the truth. The gold is the truth. The various modifications of mud as different types of pot shapes and sizes is not the truth. Mud is the truth. And therefore, water, come to this correct conclusion. Therefore, that which is not available before birth uh, and after death is not real. Pot was not there before the pot came into existence. Pot is not there after the pot breaks. So, what was there before the pot came? Mud. What was there while the pot was existing? Mud. What was there? What continues to exist after the pot breaks down? Mud. And what are you crying about? Oh, I got that very expensive Chinese ceramic pot, and the buy broke it. Attention is on the form. Attention is not on the mud. Then that form is what is form? Which is existing in its own absence. It is temporary. For that temporary, we are crying. For that temporary, we are sad. Now, don't just stop there at the pot, mud pot, or the ornament. This body that you have is also a form. You are identified with the body, and therefore you are miserable. But where is the form of the body? What is the cause of the body? What is the substratum? It is Paramatma. Your attention is not on the Paramatma, equal to mud, equal to water, equal to gold, but your attention is on the modifications. What was the modification? This body was young, this body was teenage, this body was youthful, this body is getting old. Before I had black hair, now I got white hair. Before I had good eyesight, now I got bad eyesight. Before I had no pains, now I got pains. Before I used to eat so much, now I eat only this much. Your attention is on the modifications, and thus the misery. Therefore, come to this correct conclusion about through this example. What was that? Nasato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate satah, ubhayorapi drishtontaha, tvanayostattvadarshibihi. And in this manner, the wise people, the wise one, comes to recognize that the body is asat. Asat means that which is temporary, that which is finite, that which was not there before and will not be there afterwards. And therefore it is only temporary, and one must not indulge in it. And in this way, one must remain fixated on the substratum. And where are we? One moment. Where is it gone? Oh. So we continue to the 17th verse. Avinashi tu tadvidhi, avinashi tu tadvidhi, yena sarvamidam tatam, yena sarvamidam tatam, vinasham avyayasyasya, vinasham avyayasyasya, na kinchit kartumarhati, na kinchit kartumarhati. Together. Avinashi tu tadvidhi, yena sarvamidam tatam, vinasham avyayasyasya, na kaschit kartumarhati. He says, know that to be indestructible, on which this whole world is strung, nor can anyone bring about the destruction of this mutable self. This particular point, that on which this whole world is strung, will be mentioned again in detail in the 7th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, where The Lord says the whole world is strung in me. Sutre Manigana iva. That we will talk about at that time, but same thought is being presented here, or this thought will be explained there with much more detail. And therefore, two things here, that the self, the substratum, the foundation, it cannot undergo destruction. It cannot undergo reduction. It cannot undergo any change. And come to this correct conclusion about your essential nature, rather than complain and live in fear of death, live in fear and complain and irritation and of this body, because this body can only give you that irritation, shita ushna sukha dukkheshu, all opposites continuously coming. Sometimes you feel good about the body is healthy, sometimes it is sick, sometimes it is hungry, sometimes it is not hungry, sometimes it is thirsty, sometimes it is not thirsty. Sometimes the bed feels comfortable, sometimes it doesn't feel comfortable. It goes on. It's endless. And as long as our attention is that I am this body, we will be buffeted by these type of by the opposites. But when our attention is on the substratum, when our attention is on the unchanging principle, then these opposites lose their impact on a wise person who is continuously contemplating, thinking, meditating on the unchanging principle. Jnaneshwari Maharaj says in the commentary of 17th verse, देखे सारा सार विचारिता भ्रांति ते पाहि असारता तरी सारते स्वभावता नित्य जाणे हा लोकत्रयाकारु तो जया चा विस्तारु तेथ नाम वर्ण आकारु चिन्ह नाही जो सर्वदा सर्वगतु जन्म क्षयातीतु तया के लिया ही घातु कदा नो हे. He says, if you think over it, or you will realize that what is inessential is illusory, and what is essential is eternal by nature. What is inessential? That which you can live without. I have this glass of water. I don't have to have this glass. I can have some other glass. I can have a cup. I can have my two palms to drink water. I don't have to have. So this is an inessential. Everything in the world is inessential. Everything that is finite is inessential. And in the definition of finite comes this body, comes this breath, comes these thoughts, comes these emotions, comes these convictions. Everything is inessential, means not important. Then why are we studying Bhagavad Gita? No, we don't need to. This is also inessential, because words are changing, chapters are changing. Yes, good, very good. So what are we doing? Instead of watching the TV, we have replaced it with Bhagavad Gita. Eventually, as we go through Bhagavad Gita, when our attention falls on comes to the self, we are becoming aware that yes, we are the unchanging one, then even this also will be dropped away. The Bhagavad Gita also will get dropped away. Then the body will drop away, the mind will drop away, the thoughts will drop away, the emotions will drop away, all concepts will drop away. And this you do every day. Every day when you go to sleep, in the sleep, you don't have any idea of the shape of the body. You don't have any idea about the body is breathing or not, heart is beating or not, whether you are alive or dead. Nothing, no thoughts in deep sleep. In deep sleep, there are no thoughts, no emotions, no convictions, nothing. So and that time in deep sleep, you are absolutely at one ment with your essential nature. The mind has merged back into its essential self. But we don't know it, therefore we call it deep sleep. Is there a way we can recreate that condition without going to sleep? Do it, find out. That is that whole process of evolution of our mind to recognize that we are the essential nature. But here remember, what did Arjuna ask? Arjuna asked, please tell me what is the highest good for me. So in these, from verse 10 to 30, Bhagavan is giving the highest good. This is the highest knowledge, which will be expanded upon as the chapters go by, because they went as a bouncers over Arjuna. He did not understand everything. But Lord wants to give it to him. So just as he is the chosen one, remember, every human being is a chosen one. Only through human birth we can attain liberation. No other yoni, tree, animals, mosquitoes, snakes, a lion, giraffe, etc., etc., gods, nobody can attain liberation. Only human being can attain moksha. So Lord loves you. That's why it's coming to you right now. That from which these three worlds have sprung is not marked by name, color, or form. It is all pervasive and transcends birth and death. Even if one wishes to destroy it, it cannot be destroyed. Here, simple example. Every day you go through the experience of waking, dream, and deep sleep. You all go through that. Hope there is no question about it. Now, how do you know? Right now you are a waker. As a waker, you have got no entry into dream and sleep. The dreamer has got no entry into waking and sleep. And the sleeper cannot go anywhere anyway. Then who is this person right now when I say you know that yesterday, day before yesterday, from childhood till today, you have gone through waking, dream, deep sleep. Every day you say yes. Who is saying yes? It cannot be the waker. These are thoughts to be contemplated upon. You are deluding yourself into believing you are a human being. You are deluding yourself to making believe yourself that you are this body. Actually, you are the infinite reality. But you have invested so much in this body. How much value you give to the dream body, dream family, dream house, dream food, dream experiences? How much value do you give them? Once you wake up, you can't even remember. 2 seconds later, you can't remember anything about the dream. Maybe some intelligent fellows, they remember a bit more. But majority of the people don't really remember anything. This waking experience is also another dream. That's all. Don't invest too much in it. How do you live in this world? Do not disturb the world by thought, word, and deed. Don't get disturbed by the thought, word, and deed of any other person. Then what do? You remain attentive of the unchanging principle within you or as you. That you are that which does not come and go. The waking experience has come and gone, that is in the mind. Dream experience has come and gone, that is in the mind. Deep sleep experience, the experience of ignorance, that is also in the mind. But you are the one who knows that these three came and went. Then who am I? Contemplate. Contemplate. So what is that truth? Truth is that which cannot be destroyed. And so continuously experiences are coming, continuously we are interacting with the world. We cannot help but do that. But here the verse was, Avinashi tu tadvidhi yena sarvamidam tatam vinasham avyayasya na kaschit kartum arhati. So tadvidhi, just like tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. So tadvidhi means vijanihi. Tadvidhi means that we have to translate the knowledge in our life in a correct manner. And how? Like we have explained. And understand when we translate the knowledge in our life in the correct manner, and we come to understanding that which pervades the whole world like space is Brahman, is the Atman, is the Paramatman. All three are one and the same. So nobody can destroy this Atma. Nobody can reduce this Atma. Nobody can add or subtract this Atma. This Atma remains the same. And this reality, this irreducible reality in the scriptures is known as Brahman. And that it never gets corrupted from its essential nature. So even though you see various ornaments, gold never gets corrupted by various ornaments. Gold remains gold. Whether you call it ring, whether you call it necklace, whether you call it a chain, whether you call it a bracelet, gold remains gold. Do you behave that way? With this example, you understood mud remains mud. Whether you make a pot, small pot, big fat pot, thin pot, mud remains mud. Do you remain you? In spite of being the father, the mother, the daughter, the husband, the son, the brother, so many different roles you play. So many aspects of the body, the breath, the mind, the intellect. Is your attention on the one which does not change? Gold is not affected by the ornaments. Are you affected by body, breath, mind, intellect? Are you affected by the tensions and stresses of the father, the mother, the daughter, the sister, the roles that you are playing in your life? And that is only because, just like if you have invested in an ornament and it gets lost or it is damaged, then you feel the pain. The goldsmith doesn't feel the pain because his attention is on the gold. He will melt it and make a new one. You are invested in the wrong place. Our investment is on that which is coming and going. Our investment is on that which is useful. Our investment is on that which is temporary and finite. Body is finite. Breath is finite. It comes, it goes, it comes, it goes, it comes, it goes. We are invested in our thoughts and emotions. They also come and go, come and go, come and go. We are invested in our concepts and convictions. In the childhood, we had different convictions. In the teenage, we had different convictions. In the youth, we had different convictions. As a married person, we have different convictions. When we reach 50, 60, 70, we have different convictions. So our convictions have changed. So we are invested in that which is changing as I. You have to be invested in that unchanging, eternal principle that you essentially are. And so in reality, in the atma or in the brahman, there is no possibility of reduction. If the whole universe gets destroyed, the space continues to be space. If all the ornaments get melted, the gold continues to be gold. If all the pots get broken up, mud continues to be mud. If all the equipments, body, breath, mind, intellect, if they get destroyed, you continue to be you. Then where is the pain? Because you have forgotten your infinite essential nature and accepted yourself as this temporary finite body. So nobody has been ever able to destroy the self. Therefore, this atma is of the nature of brahman. So no amount of activity. Remember, activity is at three levels: manasa, vacha, kaya. Kaya means body, vacha means speech, manasa means mind. This is where the activity is going on. Activity means movement. Thoughts are moving, speech is continuously flowing, and body is acting. Holding, not holding, holding, not holding. Walking, not walking, etc. So, no activity. Activity is only possible at the finite level, at the equipment level. And equipment is only imaginary, it's phenomenal. No wave can come to know the infinite waters. It has to lose its waveness to know the infinite waters. Similarly, we have to, so no amount, no action, physical action, yoga, pranayama, mental action, japa, etc., etc., or study of scriptures and contemplation, meditation, samadhi abhyas, no amount of action or any kind of action, gross, subtle, or causal, can deliver you the self that you are, because the self is self existing. Action is temporary. Temporary cannot deliver the permanent. So now with the next verse, we'll conclude here, we'll do the 18th verse next week. So what is that which is constantly changing from its essential nature will be told in the next verse. Antavanta ime deha, antavanta ime deha, nityasyokta sharirinaha, nityasyokta sharirinaha, anashino prameyasya, anashino prameyasya, tasmad yudhyasva bharata, tasmad yudhyasva bharata. Together. Antavanta ime deha, nityasyokta sharirinaha, anashino aprameyasya, tasmat yudhyasva bharata. I'll just read what it means and then we'll conclude. What are said to be perishable are these bodies of the self, which is indestructible, inscrutable, eternal. Therefore, fight, O Arjuna, tato yuddhaya yuddhasva. So, Krishna Bhagwan or the Bhagwan here is bringing the attention of Arjuna. His problem was my family, my brothers, my guru, my grandfather, my teacher, my cousins, my elders, and all that my has come from, my family has come from where? Because he has considered himself to be this body. And all these relationships are on account of this body that he has accepted himself as. And why he has accepted himself as the body called Arjuna? Because he has forgotten that he is the essential spirit. So he's lost the plot. Everything that has come into existence must go out of existence. If a grandfather has come into existence, he must die. If the guru has been born in this creation, he must die. Even his brothers will die. Everything that has taken birth, will face death. Everything that has come into existence will go out of existence. But that is the phenomena. That is the unreal. That is the finite. That is the temporary. And temporary, finite, unreal cannot exist without a foundation, the substratum. That substratum, O Arjuna, you are. So stop worrying about relations. So stop worrying about the temporary. Wherever life has placed, we have to act. Something has to be done. Right now I'm talking. This has to be done. But we are talking about what? Through these words. Don't get lost in the words. The words are indicating that you are the one who's beyond the words. Words are temporary. So understand the correct purport. And we'll look at this verse in our next class. We'll conclude here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Sit quietly for a moment. Hari Om.